Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. I want to focus one more time on this number 144 because since doing the last post, I've found something else out which I think warrants attention, and I just want to bring this number into focus. This is very interesting. So I went to the day calculator and I punched in February 1st and September 11th to see what the span of days was between, and I found it was 222 days. But that's not counting the end date. If you count the end date, it's 223 days. And think of the reverse of that number. Think of 322 shown in The Dark Knight Rises as the football stadium explodes. It's shown as Transformers as the Hoover Dam explodes. It's shown in many movies, often in scenes of destruction. And in simple English gematria, the phrase synagogue of Satan, that's a phrase used in Revelation, it sums to 223. Also, this is a span of 7 months and 11 days. Interesting. Where it gets more interesting is if you flip it around. I also checked what it was from September 11th to February 1st. Counting the end date, it is a span of 144 days, or 4 months and 22 days. And again, this number seems to be the focus of the Super Bowl 144. Glendale, Arizona, with simple English gematria sums to 144. Glendale is 60, Arizona is 84. Put it together, 144. This is just using the alphabetic order 7 plus 12 plus 5 plus 14, so on. Further, the Seattle Seahawks enter the game with a record this season, including the postseason, of 14 wins, 4 losses. A lot like 144. Same story for the Patriots. Think of the emphasis on 12. Seattle has the 12th man. Patriots, Tom Brady wears 12. He just defeated Andrew Luck, who wore 12. The Seahawks defeated Aaron Rodgers, who wore the number 12. 12 squared, or 12 times 12, is 144. The Fibonacci numbers are the numbers of life. The 12th Fibonacci number is 144. If you don't know what the Fibonacci numbers are, do a web search on these. Read about them. They are fascinating. This stuff will blow your mind. You'll learn more. It's worth knowing. There's also something called the golden number sequence, or phi, which sums to 33. That's 16 plus 8 plus 9 equals 33. It also happens to be the 12th number in that sequence. It also sums to 144. It's different than the Fibonacci numbers, but yet it arrives there at that same point. So what this shows, Truth Seeker, is how these numbers gain their significance because they also have mathematical backing in the real world. They're not just arbitrary numbers. They're worshipped and presented for a reason. Cities are named this for a reason. I just said how phi equals 33. Glendale is on the 33rd parallel, and Glendale with Pythagorean gematria equals 33. Arizona with Pythagorean equals 39, also important numbers in this study. So anyway, the teams in the Super Bowl will be Washington, which sums to 49, and Massachusetts, I didn't write up here, but Massachusetts sums to 33. The first book of the Bible is Genesis, which sums to 33. It ends with Revelation, which sums to 49. It is Revelation 7:4 in the Bible that mentions the number 144,000 in terms of uniting the tribes of Israel. It should be noted that the Seahawks joined the NFL in the year 74, kind of like Revelation 7:4. Seahawks sums to 33. Also, Truth Seekers, there's this. The Seahawks, who are in the Super Bowl, have been sponsoring, or kind of like the Get Better campaign for the school shooting here just north of Seattle. That shooting happened October 24th, 2014. The Super Bowl is February 5th, 2015. That is exactly 100 days apart. 100 days is the same as 144,000 minutes, if you can believe it. Another 144. And this doesn't surprise me, Truth Seeker. I know this is a lot to get your head around if you're not familiar with this subject, but just from researching this and watching this world in the post 9/11 era, it's really seemed like some sort of big script is going on from the NFL to the World Trade Centers, to what's going on in Congress, to what's reported in the news. You know, I've been watching this for a long time, trying to put my finger on it. And what I'm presenting is essentially what I would say all this research, all this watching this for over a decade. I mean, I couldn't have done this overnight. This is the product of living in this world and trying to figure out what's been going on. And, you know, possibly I'm wrong. Maybe this is all a big coincidence. I highly doubt it. But, you know, maybe it is. So check this out. This is Jewish gematria that we're looking at here. These words are sorted by Jewish gematria. This is the Jewish gematria row. This is the English gematria row. And this is the simple English gematria row. I just want you to notice how all these words sum to 144 in Jewish gematria. So do other words, but just look at some of these words here. These are important words. Where would we be without light? Think about what time has done to us. We all need friends, but they're hard to come by. Shane, an infamous name. Force, radio, killer, important words. Over here with the simple English gematria, we see some other common numbers. 47, 56, 38. Seen these before. 67. All right, so this list right here, now what we're looking at is simple English gematria. Look at these words. Some more curious words. This is the wrong spelling of Barack Hussein Obama, so ignore that. I don't know why that's on there. But what I find interesting is this phrase, mark of the beast, also mentioned in Revelation. The sign Sagittarius, satanic hexagram, and Scientology. Did you guys know that Scientology was established as a religion in Arizona, the site of this year's Super Bowl? Super Bowl 49 is in Arizona, where Scientology was established. Yeah, Truth Seeker, they're trying to reveal something to us. They're trying to show us something. They really are coding so many things, including the script of the NFL. And isn't it amazing how it links up with the school shooting reported in Seattle and more? People pointed out how the symbol on the Patriots field looks a lot like the buildings that fell on 9/11, the two taller World Trade Centers. And here, I'll just show it to you, True Seeker. This image right here. People were commenting on how this image on the Patriots field that they've had there for years reminds them of the World Trade Centers. World Trade Center 1, World Trade Center 2, and Building 7 of 47 floors. That's how many floors Building 7 was. 747. These were 110. The name Osama bin Laden with simple English gematria equals 110, like the height of these two buildings, and with Pythagorean gematria it equals 47, like the height of this building. Shows you how coded this stuff is, Truth Seeker. This is how I got to see that it was connected to sports as well. And this bridge right here, Longfellow, as I showed yesterday, has connections to Super Bowl 49. So maybe this emblem on the field's been telling us the end of this Patriots post 9/11 run. Maybe it all ends here at Super Bowl 49. Maybe this is the climax of where they've been taking us through this whole post 9/11 run, in part sponsored by the success of the New England Patriots. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.